Hi everybody, welcome back to Craig's Cabin, and I'm going to take you through on a little journey into Speckled Wood. Let's jump into the video. So here we are in Speckled Wood. Just going to make our way down these steps, or what remains of these steps. We're just going to head over to this, which is a base of operations for the Orr Community Land Trust. I will put their link in the description below. But this is where they hold events, do a forest school. You can see they've got their own little community pond. There's a meeting area over there. Oh, there's some King Alfred cakes. If you want to find out more about King Alfred cakes, there is another video on the channel, so look for it on there. But that's one of the only funguses that I can correctly identify, and I'm confident identifying. What we've got here, Sussex fruittrees.co.uk. I'm not quite sure. Salticotta pippin, I'm not sure what that is. I'm not very good at trees. Then we've got the marigolds that are here as well. Now the Orr Community Land Trust has volunteers all through the year, but during the winter months people sort of drop off. So if you live in the area in Orr Village, Hastings, why not check out Orr Community Land Trust and see if you can help them, like maintain their beds here with the plants, or woodland maintenance. Oh, borage. Now there's going to be some bits in one of my new books about borage. See if I can put some recipes in there. Yeah, so if you want to look up on Facebook and Instagram, I think, as well, for the Orr Community Land Trust. There's lots of outdoor opportunities for you, like maintaining their community garden and community area, helping to maintain their part of the woodland that they own, which I do help with on a Thursday morning with volunteers from Greener Futures and from the Orr Community Land Trust. We go into the woods and we build steps, or replace the steps that were there that are old and rotting out. Also clearing the cutting back on the paths, not completely cutting it all down, just clearing enough so people can come down and enjoy these woods. So we'll just walk here. I'm sorry about shakiness. It's this GoPro. I'm still not quite worked out what I'm doing with it yet. I'm a bit of a, I wouldn't say technophobe, but I'm not very good with technology. But it was a lot easier having this GoPro, and the picture seems better than trying to walk around with a camera in my hand. And I did have quite a fast pace going on here. I found out some information from one of the volunteers for the Community Land Trust. His name is John, a very knowledgeable bloke. He said that once upon a time this whole area wasn't actually woodland. It was all gifted to soldiers from the war by the local council, and they had allotments and farms and stuff. So yes, it was all gifted to the soldiers by the local council, and they had the allotments and some small holdings here, some animals, as you can see from the way it's collapsed and stuff, but it was one of the small holdings here. But yeah, they tended to animals, tended to crops, and it was a real community-led thing. So we're just going to head down here. See, there's lots of ivy about. Now, I've just learnt about ivy. Not because I thought it's just for decoration. There's a chemical in ivy, same as there is in horse chestnuts and buck's eyes, that makes it a good soap. So you could actually, with a little bit of processing, turn this into a good laundry detergent. Not so good on getting heavy stains out, but they're just a normal clean on your clothes, it'll work fine. Now I'm going to do slow a bit of walking here because it's quite muddy and slippery. So just walk down here. There's loads of different trees in this wood. I could probably identify one or two. Like a sycamore, but then I can only identify that with when the seeds have dropped. Birch trees they've got as well. But I think I need to brush up on my tree knowledge. Birch was one of the first trees I was looking at during my foraging, because it's got so many uses. You could use the bark for firelighters and other uses. You can tap the tree and get a highly nutritious sap out of it. And just go along here and we'll see some remnants of the old small holdings, water tanks and stuff that were used not only for water supply for the small holdings, but for the animals that they kept as well. They used them as troughs. I'm just going to go down these steps here that were put in by the Orr Community Land Trust. Just get down the bottom here. It's a bit slippery, but I'll turn around. I want to show you something. So yeah, you can see how they've put these in. They're quite good steps. I like these steps. But at the top of the steps, the bit I like the most is the fact that they cut back on the step, cut the step back to not block the animals' entrance to where they live. So they cut down the board and just left the animals' way in. So they've maintained access to the woodland, but without interfering with the environment. And now we're going down these steps, make you feel like a Disney princess, like Cinderella going to the ball, because when you get to the top of the twist and turny staircase, you can see everything from above. And what I like how they've done these stairs is they've used logs and timber to make it look like they were meant to be there, especially with the logs, like a natural staircase. And they've dug them in, dug the steps out, put boards or logs in there, pegged the logs and boards, and then backfilled it into a step. And they've gone all the way down. As you can see there, there's a bit of log and then timber. You can see both there. But yeah, they pegged them in and backfilled them, and where they can, they've put gravel in. Just go all the way down these stairs, doing a bit of a sideways crab walk because of it being slippery. But you quite happily march up and well, not so much up because it's quite steep, but you can march down them when the ground's a bit drier. Walk over here. It looks like somebody's chucked logs down from the forest school down the bottom here. Lots of hooligans doing stuff they shouldn't down this woods, leaving their rubbish, pushing the water tanks into the stream and stuff. But yeah, it looks like they've taken the logs from the forest school and rolled them down here. It looks like they've put a tree up, swing up the tree and broke it. Just pick up this rubbish here. That's it. Yeah, and in the stream here, it's taken 2 years apparently for these youths, whatever, to push this massive water tank into this stream, and now it's sunk itself in, and its base is covered in silt, and it's just not going to move. It would be a good project for a group of people in a big rope to try and get it out, but yeah, it would need a big group, and they don't have enough volunteers to do it. So we'll carry on our walk. I'll show you some steps that I helped to build, and so did the volunteers from Greener Futures. So you can check out Greener Futures on Facebook and Instagram, or for the Orr Community Land Trust. All the links for the Community Land Trust will be in the description. You see there's another concrete base here, one of the small holdings. So this wood has been plagued by Japanese knotweed, and they are looking into getting rid of it. But it's so expensive, so they've got to try and raise money to start clearing it, and just keep it cut back and under control. So here are the steps that the Greener Futures team helped with, and the lovely bridge that the Orr Community Land Trust put in so you could cross the stream. Yeah, great group of volunteers came in. We came in and dug out the steps, put the boards in, pegged them and backfilled, and then added some gravel to help with grip and drainage. Halfway up these stairs, well, not halfway up, about 2/3 of the way up, there's a shelter here built by one of the volunteers for the Community Land Trust. His name's Chris. He's done a brilliant job. But he's even put the rubbish bags here so you can actually put your rubbish in. Let's put that back in there. There we go. But yeah, as you can see, he's used all the stuff that's been coppiced and whatnot in the wood and put it together. Put a bench in there built from decking, and everything that's been cut down he's just chucked onto the, well, it looks like he's woven it into the sides and the top there to make a shelter. So all the coppicing from along there, and he's put it all together, and there's quite a nice little shelter to just sit. So despite what the video is doing, this walk actually takes a reasonable slow pace, about 2 hours to do. So and me marching through it at breakneck speed, I do need to rest. But we're just going to go along here quickly. I want to show you something. Over here on the right, oh, where are they? There. Sorry, I had to turn around. Snowberries. For those of you that don't know, snowberries can be used also as a natural soap. Walking around in the woods you get pretty dirty, so I take a couple of slow berries and crush them in my hand, rub them in like hand sanitizer, and they clean my hands up pretty well, and they don't smell horrible. They can smell quite nice and fruity, natural smell to the hands, and they're clean because they contain that same chemical that the ivy does, and horse chestnuts, buck's eyes. And apparently they're also used by some cultures as an antiperspirant as well. Just crush them and shove them in your armpit. So I'm going to carry on walking along here. This, you see the bit of concrete in the ground there. This whole path here was actually a road called Church Street. And yeah, it's just like a long forgotten road. You can actually still drive down it with great difficulty. And here is the small little orchard they've got growing. There's brambles there and the ivy just around the side there. But behind me, which I will take you to see, I'll just have to turn around because people are coming past. But yeah, this is area where they've put some pear trees, apple trees. What's this one say? This one, I couldn't see that. Let's have a look. What's this one? This is a pear tree. Got an apple tree here. Yep, another apple tree. So they've got their own little orchard thing going on. It's not a huge thing like the Churchwood Community Orchard. Right, now here it was interesting. There is a well just over this fence, which you can see is covered by the pallets now. There's a big issue raised about the well because it is quite a substantial drop, and the All Community Land Trust, they stepped up and they went out and bought all this fencing, this wire fencing, and made signage for it, made it safe. Bang these stakes right in the ground and put the fence in, which is a good thing because this little area where the stumps are is actually a storytelling area for the kids. So safety first, guys. And I'm just going to take you down here a bit. There's another thing I want to show you. This is the second base of operations for the All Community Land Trust. You see they've got their poster, which is a bit weathered. Volunteer here at Speckled Wood every Thursday from 10 PM until 1 PM, or the first Saturday of the month from 10 PM. Yeah, and I go and help sometimes on a Thursday mornings from 10 till 12 because I still have my caring duties to do, but I do need a break. So I go and help for a little bit and come back and do what I got to do. So, but yeah, if you're in the Hastings area and you want to volunteer to help these guys, check them out. It's the All Community Land Trust. You find them on Facebook and Instagram. I'm not sure they've got a website. I will look it up, and if they do, I'll put the link in the description. Now here is where they've been cutting back the Japanese knotweed, and obviously you're not allowed to transport it from where it is, so it's cutting it and letting it die where it lays until they can afford to have it completely taken out. Because if I remember, they said the roots grow like so deep and they spread like fire, so you have to have it disposed of correctly. Now here is where I wanted to be. I wanted to show you this plant here. So go on to here. There we go. Now this is Bear's Breeches. It's absolutely massive. I've seen one bigger that had leaves that are as big as I am, but you can make this into a poultice to treat burns and scalds. Also, if you rub it on dislocated joints, apparently it relaxes the muscles enough that it makes it easier to push the joint back in. And down here with the lizard skin looking thing is Lords and Ladies. Now this is the final female form, so to speak. I sound like a Pokemon master. But yeah, this is the final female form of the Lords and Ladies. When it first comes into bloom, it does have a red hot poker looking thing full of red berries. So it goes through the male male form to start off with, and then it looks like the female form and when it's finished. So that's why it's called Lords and Ladies. It's sort of represents both genders, or neither gender, or I don't know. But it's one of them plants you do not want to touch. It's highly poisonous. So yeah, that is Lords and Ladies. Now the camera's frozen a bit here. I think this is where I've had to pause it because there were people walking. So it's a sort of blurry shot here of the Lords and Ladies, but always when you're out, try and learn something. That's what my Forage for Knowledge sessions are all about on a Friday morning. It's not just going out foraging looking for stuff to eat. We go out and walk for mental health, for our own mental health, for our fitness, and we also try and learn something, be it about nature, about each other, about ourselves. That's why it's called a forage for knowledge. So that's about it. That was our little walk around Speckled Wood. It's only a small little bit of woodland, but it's many parts to Speckled Wood. Some you're allowed to walk on, others you're not. And there is actually a second part to, step over this, second part to Speckled Wood, which is separated by the main road. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the walk. I hope you've seen some things and learnt some things, like the snowberries being used for soap and the ivy for soap, if you didn't know. Also the bear's breeches having medicinal uses, and also the second form, sound like a Pokemon master, the second form of the Lords and Ladies, them pretty leaves that look like some sort of lizard skin. So that's all from me for today. Hopefully you're all having a lovely holiday, lovely Christmas, Happy New Year. And I just want to take this last few minutes just to say that I really appreciate all of you so much for everything, even if it's just watching the videos, because not only does this help my mental health for these little walks in the wood, in the wilderness so to speak, but having the fact that you guys like it as well makes me feel like I'm contributing positively to your lives. Hopefully I am. Or maybe I'm just having delusions of grandeur. Well, it's getting a bit noisy. I'm going to leave it there. Guys, get a thumbs up from me. Don't forget to check out the All Community Land Trust. Check them out on Facebook. And I think they're on Instagram as well. So, All is spelled O-R-E. And then it's Community Land Trust. So, take care. See you guys later.